In the heart of the old woods, where the air is thick with mystery and the ground is carpeted with fallen leaves, where the trees whisper secrets and shadows linger, creating an eerie atmosphere, lies a tale that will chill your bones and haunt your dreams. Welcome to Shivers and Stories, your gateway to the unknown. Tonight we delve into the mystery of the Whispering Shadows, a tale that has terrified many. It all began with a group of friends, Josh, Emily, Sarah and Tom, seeking adventure and thrills. They stumbled upon a forgotten cabin, hidden deep within the forest. Legend had it that anyone who listened closely to the shadows would hear whispers of those who never left, trapped forever. "I dare you all to spend a night in there. What's the worst that could happen?" Josh jeered, trying to sound brave. "This place gives me the creeps," Sarah murmured, her voice trembling. "Come on, it's just an old cabin," Emily enthused, trying to lighten the mood. Tom nodded. "What do we have to lose? Let's do it." With a mix of excitement and fear, they stepped inside, hearts pounding. The door creaked ominously behind them, sealing their fate. "Did you hear that?" Sarah whispered, as unease settled in like a heavy fog. As night fell, the atmosphere thickened, becoming almost tangible. Then came the whispers, soft at first, like a gentle breeze rustling through the leaves. "What is that?" Tom asked nervously, his eyes wide with fear. "It's probably just the wind," Josh dismissed, though his voice wavered. Suddenly a loud bang echoed through the cabin, making them jump. The shadows were alive, moving with a life of their own, shifting and swirling as if trying to communicate with the living. "We need to leave, now!" Emily urged, as Tom's flashlight flickered out, plunging them into darkness. Panic set in, gripping their hearts. "Where's the exit?" Sarah cried, her voice filled with desperation. The whispers grew louder, distinct words, pleas for help, cries for salvation, echoing in the darkness. The whispers belonged to those who had entered before, trapped forever in the shadows, never to escape. "We can't stay here. We have to stick together," Josh commanded, trying to keep everyone calm. With every ounce of strength, they fought against the darkness, pushing forward. But it wasn't just a cabin. It was a prison, a trap for the unwary. "We're almost there!" Emily yelled, hope in her voice. They burst through the door, collapsing outside, gasping for breath. The cabin loomed behind them, menacing and dark, a silent witness to their ordeal. The whispers followed, echoing in their minds, a reminder of what lay within those tortured walls. And so the legend lives on, growing with each retelling, waiting for the next group of curious souls to venture in. Remember, if you ever hear whispers in the woods, heed the warning, run. You might not be so lucky as to escape. As they caught their breath outside the cabin, the friends couldn't shake the feeling that they were still being watched. The whispers seemed to follow them, growing fainter, but never truly disappearing. "We need to get out of these woods," Josh said, his voice trembling. They began to make their way back to their car, but the path seemed different, almost as if the forest itself was trying to keep them there. "I don't remember this path being so twisted," Emily said, her voice barely above a whisper. The trees seemed to close in around them, and the shadows danced in the corners of their eyes. "We have to keep moving," Tom urged, trying to keep the group together. Suddenly they heard a rustling behind them. "Did you hear that?" Sarah asked, her eyes wide with fear. They turned to see a figure standing in the shadows, watching them. "Who are you?" Josh called out, but there was no response. The figure stepped closer, and they could see it was a man, his eyes hollow and his face gaunt. "You shouldn't have come here," he said, his voice a mere whisper. "Who are you?" Emily asked again, but the man just shook his head. "Leave now, while you still can," he warned. The friends didn't need to be told twice. They turned and ran, the whispers growing louder in their ears. They finally reached their car and sped away, the cabin and the man disappearing into the darkness behind them. As they drove, the whispers faded, but the memory of that night would haunt them forever. "We should never speak of this again," Josh said, and the others nodded in agreement. But deep down they knew the whispers would never truly leave them. They had escaped the cabin, but the shadows would always be with them, a reminder of the night they dared to listen to the whispers in the woods. If you enjoyed this haunting tale, don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Your support helps us bring more stories to life.